Hi everyone, welcome back to TS Talks. Hope you're all doing good, keeping safe, all of that good stuff. Now in this one, I'm just talking about the Black Lives Matter protest from the weekend. Now it wasn't just the one protest. Obviously there's been numerous protests going around ever since the murder of George Floyd. And, you know, I think one thing, first things first, that people seem to get mistaken. They think that all these protesting is just about George Floyd. It's very unfortunate what happened to him, but this is not a one-off thing. You know, there's been numerous people that's been, murdered and suffered police brutality, both here and in America, and of course in other parts of the world. And, this is one of those things. This has been a case where, people have, they've just had enough, and, they speak up about it. The same thing goes with the Mark Duggan situation, which happened back in 2011. There was things prior to that, and people have just fed up, and, things kick off from it. But, earlier last week, you had Tommy, Robinson, the same Tommy Robinson I watched on some TV show not so long ago when he was in Belmarsh, and, he's more or less scared for his life, more time staying in his cell, more time, breaking down with tears and stuff, when he was close to being released and that. And it was a show with Ross Kemp. And it's the same guy talking about, oh, you're not a patriot if you don't come this Saturday to protect the statues, whatnot. Basically engulfed like a rage of people to say, oh, yeah, mate, we're going to come down. We're coming down to Whitehall. We're going to protect the statues and, all this sort of crap. And then the day before, he puts out a message like, oh, yeah, no, I won't be attending. Or not because I'm scared. Well, you are. That's why, because you heard that, these lot ain't, backing down from this. And, it is what it is. So, come Saturday morning, a bunch of thugs, showed up to apparently, defend statues. Most of them which were, boarded up, and it was quite evidently put on the news during the week that, they were boarded up. Most of them did this following Tommy Robinson's, original, outcry about, oh, yeah, you lot are trying to start a race war and this, that, the other. But yeah, he called out all these people to do the mad thing. And, it's funny, these people say they're out here to, defend statues, yet one punk was out there, urinating on the memorial of a police officer. And I seen in the news today he's been jailed for 14 days for that. Now, at the end of the day, what he did was wrong. Whether you think sending him to jail for 14 days is going to be beneficial, who knows? But, that's what's happened with that punk. So I think next time there's any talks about going out there to protect statues and whatnot, I think he might think twice about it. But, prior to the weekend, there was some talks that, the Black Lives Matter protest on Saturday was going to be cancelled. And, some people did generally think it was cancelled. But, still many people turned up to peacefully protest. And I will say many people turned up to peacefully protest. Yes, I've seen a footage of a couple guys getting beaten up. And, that doesn't mean that everyone that was out there to beat up people. But at the same time, evidently, these Black Lives Matter protests have been the majority part peaceful in London. And it was still the case on Saturday. Although on Saturday, you had a bunch of punks turn up trying to, interrupt it. I saw videos of one guy thinking he's Sugar Ray Robinson, doing his little shimmy type boxing move like he was going to go and hit the police officer. The worst part about that was one, he didn't even hit the officer, and two, as a female police officer. Like, you're squaring up to fight a woman. Like, what a coward wimp you are. You're just ridiculous. And any videos I saw of people that, that were kind of beaten up by the man them, they were people that, more or less front line and broke through the police's little, shield cover to, kind of protect the Black Lives Matter protest. And for those people, so be it, You saw the one guy get carried out, and I saw the guy speaking on the news earlier today talking about it, and he's like, his thing is, he went to that protest, to prevent, things happening. He said, you know, that he knows there's a lot of young people going, you know, young people could be volatile. And he said, and when he saw that guy hurt, he knew that, you know what, if I don't go and get that guy and carry him to safety, you know, that guy could end up dead, you know. And he said, that's not what we're out here for. We're out here for equality and justice. And, you know, big respect to that guy. You know, big respect. I saw another guy saying about, more or less, it was kind of similar to what I said the other day in my Unity video. He said, like, you know, when I go down the street, you know, I see another black man and I don't know what the energy is going to be. Is it going to be man wants to fight me? Is it going to be this, that, and the other? And, you know, he said the same thing. He said, like, we can't be doing this today and then going back to fighting each other tomorrow, you know. We've got to stay united. And that's exactly what I was saying in my video the other day. And, you know, for me, the one thing that shows me out of this, and I've spoke about it and I've said how we need our own things. We need ownership. And, you know, we need we've got some big, like, you know, music related channels, like, you know, the GRM dailies, the Link Up TVs, the SB TVs, the Pac-Man TVs. And, you know, they do a good job for the field and avenue they're in, but I think we need our own, you know, sort of news kind of sort of company, because at the same time I saw the Sky News, they'll think they're smart, and the clips they put out, you would think that, oh, that the people that were out there, you know, protesting, well, not even protesting, trying to break up the Black Lives Matter protests were victimized, and that the people at the Black Lives Matter protests were, you know, the aggressors, and that wasn't the case. You know, I saw man them throwing fireworks at police in the Black Lives Matter protest. Same way I spoke about that guy squaring up to fight the police officers. Like, what sort of privilege is that you have? You know, more time people can't even stand in police officers' face too tough because therefore they might get punched up. You know, that's the reality of it. You know, you think I could square up to a boxer, like a police officer, like I'm going to fight, like I'm a boxer? I'll get wrapped up. I'll probably get tasered there and then. That's the reality of it, you know. But for me, I think this Black Lives Matter thing, we've got to keep pushing the message. I know some people come with, oh yeah, all lives matter and this, that and the other. And I saw some of those punks out there the other day. They literally started a debate between white lives matter and all lives matter. And I think at the end of the day, people need to understand the message is that when we say Black Lives Matter, it doesn't mean that no one else's life matter, because that's not what we mean. You know, it means that everyone understands that everyone's life matters. But in terms of what's going on now, in terms of the brutality and the injustice and things that's happening with us as a race, we need to put it out there that, yes, Black Lives Matter. And this isn't something that's going to go away, you know, by the end of June. This is something that, you know, we're trying to put in place to ensure that, you know, for myself, people like my kids don't have to go through this, you know, when they grow up, you know. This shouldn't be happening now in 2020. When my kids are like, you know, 18, 20 years old, they're like, oh, the same sort of stuff's happening again. No, you know, it's time to bring an end to all this crap. And it worries me because I see people doing all sort of crazy stuff in other parts of England, which makes me feel that, you know what, clearly we live in a racist country. And it's the same country that tried to put out there, oh no, there's no racism in the UK. You know, like I saw Chucky online say on these things the other day, is that they make it seem like it's in your head, and it's not. The reality of it is, you know, this is a very much racist country. And, you know, them same punks the other day, not all of them, but some of them were out there singing, oh, we're racist and that's how we like it. So, you know, it is what it is. I think I'm going to call it to an end on this topic. Otherwise, I'll be talking all day. And, you know, I've got stuff to do. You know, I just got things to do, man. I haven't got all day to talk about it. But, you know, definitely one day, hopefully soon, I'm going to get some people on. We're going to maybe try to do it like a video call type. And, you know, we're going to speak on some topics, man. And I think that's definitely something that's needed to be done going forward. And, you know, that's not just, you know, on matters like this, although it's important, it's on, you know, some of the subjects going forward. For those of you that listen, that, you know, are into sports and football, obviously you should be happy the Premier League's back this week. You know, I'm happy, but I'm a bit worried because, you know, as an Arsenal fan, Man City probably give us the stuff on Wednesday, so who knows. But yeah, man, give me your thoughts on everything in the comment section below, and if you haven't already done so, go hit that subscribe button now. and I'll catch you next time.